Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes Report. And we have quite a number of frontline changes over at Vovchansk, over at the Kharkiv front, Urozhaine, over at the Sivas front, Vodizenka, Oleksandrivka, Novoselivka, Persia. These are on the Avdiivka front, and Urozhaine in the Donetsk front. We're going to go on to the Vovchansk region, and there is some updates regarding the Battle of Vovchansk. So we didn't have much updates about the battle over here, but based on the latest mapping by the Ukrainian side, they finally have some updates showing that the Russians actually managed to resecure where they have lost during the Ukrainian counteroffensive. The Russian forces have retaken the front line and basically re-establish where the front line previously was. So this is the current front line. It's still pretty straight, and they basically go along the road, very, very orderly. So I'm not sure why it's so orderly, but it is what it is. And according to the Ukrainian mapping, the Russians are still here over at the aggregate plant. So this Russian forces over here continues to be a nuisance to the Ukrainians. So it is what it is. And there's one more frontline change. Is over at the eastern outskirts of Vovchansk. Russian forces basically was recorded in a video attacking Ukrainian defenses. However, it cannot be confirmed. This can only be classified as a geolocation of the front line, and as such, we can only classify this as possible Russian presence. So there will be a gray zone appearing, a small one around here. And in fact, in this mapping is a bit interesting. It seems like you can actually see the entrenchment. Like, you can kind of see it, but I'm not sure if it is what it is. So whatever it is, this is the updates from Vovchansk, the Battle of Vovchansk. The next frontline change, we jumped all the way to the Sivas front. Over at the Sivas front, this is Sivas city, and Urozhaine is here, and there's some updates. So after the the fact that the Russian forces has been geolocated around here, Ukrainian mapping have to concede that the Russian forces have success in this area in the northern part of Vasily. So I just want to zoom out a bit to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this Vasily. So according to the Ukrainian mapping, based on the Russian geolocation in this way, so Russian advance in terms of the Ukrainian mapping looks something like this. So this is how the Ukrainians drew the map. However, for us, because in my opinion, it's not possible that the Ukrainians have some positions around here, because the Russians have already, attacked around this region here. There can't possibly be any Ukrainian forces like sitting around here. How do you sit here? You're gonna die there, in the open. So it's just not possible. Thus, yesterday I've already invalidated this entire area and as under Russian control. So the Ukrainians simply basically say that this entire line of forest is now all under Russian control right now. So the Russians have actually advanced in this region here, and this makes sense. I did not dare to draw this because it doesn't necessarily mean that due to this geolocation the Russians have taken all this line. It's just not necessarily the case. Sorry, but line today is not so clean, not so straight, because my mouse pad is a bit not clean. So anyway, so this is the front line change over at the north of Vasily, basically in part of the Urozhaine region, where the Russians basically straightened the entire front line. So we shall see. We still do not have any updates regarding Urozhaine, whether the Russians has indeed captured it or not. Ukrainian gray zones are very big around here. So anyway, we will just continue to wait for more updates. So after Urozhaine, the next front line change, we jump all the way to the Avdiivka front. So over at the Avdiivka front in the northern flank, we have some updates around Vodizenka and Novoselivka. According to the Ukrainian mapping, Russian forces have expanded their this penetration towards Vodizenka, and they have expanded their control. So they give them a bit more, thickness in order to launch a major offensive against the Ukrainians at Vodizenka. So tentatively, I think this expansion operation is going to continue, because if the Russians just go on like this is a full frontal attack. They could just all die. So I think the Russians is going to continue to spread out and capture a few more tree lines from this area here before they can actually launch an attack, which will be probably two-pronged attack against Vovchansk. That will make a lot of sense. Otherwise, I don't think they will just storm in like this. Not every day is New York, So over at Novoselivka, Persia, there is also some updates based on the latest geolocation of Russian forces, basically at the southwestern part of this probably industrial area. I'm not exactly sure what buildings are these. So the fact that they are geolocated here means that the Russian forces have probably overrun this entire area. So let me zoom out a bit. So Russian forces have basically taken this entire area and they have started their assault. And this is the first indication of the start of the Battle of Novoselivka, Persia. Previously, we have the front line change over on the eastern part. So now the attack coming from the north. So we shall continue to monitor and see how this develops. The Novoselivka, Persia is rather strategically important. The fall of this will mean the collapse of the entire front line along the Vovchansk River, along this area here. Especially we have already some rumors about the capture of Yasnobrodivka according to the Russian Defense Ministry. So yeah, that will basically mark the end of this entire eastern flank of this Vovchansk River right bank. So or east bank. So anyway, we'll just bang away to the next frontline change, which is the final one over at Urozhaine. So this is Velika Novosilka, and then Urozhaine is just south of it. And based on there's this geolocation. Basically, this is Staromayoske, Urozhaine, and the twin village. Russian forces geolocated in the south, basically seems to establish a foothold in this area here. This geolocation is a flag. The Russians basically planted a flag in the south, signifying their presence and firm, confident control of this part of Urozhaine. So, which means that the front line might actually be even further, might actually be half of the settlement. It is also possible. And with this geolocation means that this entire area is now invalidated. It can't possibly have any Ukrainian forces around here along the road linking Staromayoske and Urozhaine. So the Russian forces basically have taken all of these grounds, and this is the first crack, I would say, or the first major crack of Urozhaine. The Ukrainians have defended Urozhaine very, very well, and I think that this just marks the beginning of the end for the settlement. The Ukrainians did try their best. They did send a tank in. Successful defeat by the Russian forces of a Ukrainian tank. So correct. So I thought I read wrongly earlier. So this is a Ukrainian tank that was getting destroyed or attacked. So the Ukrainians they did try their best to defend the town. So it looks like the town might just be lost. So whatever it is, this is the development over at the Velika Novosilka sector of the Donetsk front, and that's about it. So these are the frontline changes. Do press the like button, subscribe, and of course, do share this with friends or social media. Just spam it, spread the good words of DPA, and hopefully we have more people supporting the channel, and hopefully we will get more love from YouTube. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.